are back in the Barrens, back on the new Iron Man Sheps, Orc Hunter, Sheppy. I could probably have had the same name, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't want the tracking on the Iron Man tracking website to screw up, so I've picked a different name. This is my new character, Orc, for I guess obvious reasons, primarily because the Goblin starting zones were getting incredibly tedious. I just want to show you that he's legit. He's too legit to quit. He's got no deaths, he's got no glyphs, he's only got white gear, and he has no talents and no buffs at the minute as well. So we're going to get on, we're going to do this. Now in terms of quests, I'm right up to where we were. I think I might have done an additional quest. The things I was killing before that killed me. Yeah, they're all dead. So now we're after the next dude. He's called Henry Zykes. He's making maps or something. Not entirely sure. And I think this might be him there. So that's good. In fact, that was the guy who we were actually attacking last time. See, those guys do actually go down pretty quick. I don't know what I managed to do last time, but what I did find out is up in this this base up here where we did the previous set of quests, there are actually some NPCs that are level 40, and they flag you for PvP when you attack them as well, which is like doubly shit. So I think that's probably what killed me, or the fact that I couldn't kill stuff as quick as I thought I should be able to is because they were level 40. Okay, so I did promise that I would be fast forwarding a lot of this content, so I'm going to start doing that, and then I'm probably going to look at voicing it over afterwards so I can explain what was going on. I have also renamed my kitty cat. He's now called Criticalism, so it's kind of like a triple pun, I think, which is nice. And with level 34, I've got I did have a fair bit of rest XP, but obviously because I've dinged, it's worth less. So now we're off to talk to Macabre Flathoof at Camp Unafi in the Southern Barrens, which is quite a mouthful. So these quests we've got here at Camp Unife, pretty basic standard kill X amount of things, a number of those. The first ones we've really got to do is, actually I'll ignore this completely until last, but the tentacle things there, they've actually captured some residents of Camp Unife, and what we have to do is kill those, and it releases the guy. They're a little bit annoying actually, those things, because although they don't directly attack you, they will put you into combat. So you'll see in a little bit I'm going to do a quest to collect some flowers, and annoyingly, flowers are usually next to those tentacle things, and you know, when you mount up, run up to one of the flowers, go to collect it, it dismounts you and you can't mount up again until you've killed the flower, or killed the tentacle. It's kind of annoying. Not a difficult thing at all, but you know, still a bit annoying. So what we're doing here is killing some more of these pig people that we saw in the Northern Barrens, and what struck me at this point is basically all I'm doing now is killing the same kind of stuff as I was killing in the Northern Barrens. I'm killing hyenas, these pig people, and that's that really. So it doesn't really strike me as though they've actually done a massive amount of work at this point on the level or they've done is just split it up and made you go to Stone Talon first. But now we're releasing some of these captive people who've been caught. It seems like the people at the Camp Unive just like they're getting caught by either inhabitants of the Barrens or plants. So they seem a bit retarded, if I'm being honest with you. You know, that's what Barrens chat does to people, it sends you a bit retarded. So things are going pretty well up until this point. Well, yeah, I'm quite happy with where my hunter is at, so to speak. I think definitely leveling up for the 5th time has been useful for me. I've noticed a couple of bugs that have almost had me killed previously a couple of times. For example, when you're on your mount and you attack something, bringing you off your mount, your pet won't attack. He'll just sit there and look cute, and that's quite annoying because obviously you're going to need it to grab aggro. Just minor little things like that. I'm also being very much more aware of crowd control abilities, and we'll see in a little bit of feint death I actually use as well. But generally it's going fine. My new little macro that I've got for kill, death and prowl is working an absolute treat. I'm still not sure whether it actually works on kill command, the 20% damage increase, but if it's not, it's still doing 20% more damage on another one of the cat's abilities, so it's all good. So yeah, we just finished collecting those flowers, handing these quests in at Camp Unive, and then we get kind of like an interesting little quest to do next. So we're off into this kind of battle arena here to fight a guy called Saber Snout. It doesn't look promising from the offset, and then he brings his buddies. And at this point, I'll be honest with you, I was thinking 20 minutes in, having leveled up this new character, I'm going to die. So, yeah, it's not looking promising. A guy called Saber Snout. Thankfully, it's kind of like 1980s Kung Fu style. He's brought his friends along. They're just there in the background cheering, not actually doing anything. He has got an awesome line though. You are strong, but strong enough for the apocalypse. And takes loads of balls in as well. Good opportunity there for me to use feign death. And I was panicking because I'm thinking, okay, normally they give you one round of something, and then you'll get another one. So I'm thinking, okay, more balls. I've already lost 30% health. Thankfully, all of the mobs get scared at that point. I mean, they could quite easily have taken me, but yeah, so that was lucky. I was quite happy about that, if I'm being honest with you. And then we just get back onto the normal road of questing. Okay, so we head off on our merry little way onto the next little quest hub, and we venture across this kind of what looks like an old little temple thing, the Nightmare Scar. I'm not really sure what race the architecture belongs to. Maybe Elven? Not really, I'm not really sure. Highborn maybe. But what is interesting is I don't remember this structure being here pre-Cataclysm. So at this point I'm wondering what's actually going on with this kind of green area here. And thankfully it's explained when we get into town. There's a guy who's got a whole backstory for those of you that are interested in lore. I'll read that out for you. It's quite interesting. As druids we are tasked with protecting the balance of nature. My life's work has gone against this. In my folly I have sown chaos, and this deviant crop must be reaped before it spreads further. Did you know that the Barrens was once a lush forest? Thousands of years ago, before the first sundering, it was a verdant and thriving, watched over by the Kaldorei. But when the continents were torn apart and this land became separated as what we call Kalimdor, this valley of nature became a harsh, sun-scorched plain. When first I learned this, I saw it as a great tragedy. I decided I would find a way to regrow the forests once more. While studying the land, I discovered a cave that stretched deep beneath the earth. These waterways carried underground rivers for miles beneath the parched savanna above. I named them the Wailing Caverns, for the howls made by the wind and steam as they cursed through its depths. This would be the instrument of revival, I thought. The water had already bubbled to the surface as small lush oases throughout the barrens. If it were imbued, enhanced, this growth could spread across the entire land. My plan was to connect these underground waters directly to the Emerald Dream itself. With my faithful disciples, I journeyed deep within the Wailing Caverns, settled into meditation, and entered the dream. Through my own body, this world was connected to it. It was there that everything went wrong. I came upon what I can only describe as an overwhelming corruption within the Emerald Dream, an unending nightmare that seized me in its claws and tore at my very mind. I could not break free of its grasp. My disciples were unable to wake me. Whatever this corruption was, it found its way into our world through my body. I did, indeed, channel its energies into the Wailing Caverns, and its horrible influence twisted the wildlife there into chaotic, deviant forms. Even my disciples were affected, their minds overcome by madness and savagery. They took on the forms of serpents and called themselves the Druids of the Fang. I was saved by my last disciple, Mio, and a band of adventurers. I considered the entire instance a failure. It wasn't until the cataclysm occurred that I realised I'd been far too successful. When the Barrens was cracked apart, a great font of underground water was breached and flowed up to the surface, full of the energies it was imbued within the Wailing Caverns. Life immediately sprung from the earth around it, and the animals thrived, and then it continued to grow uncontrollably, unchecked. Now I have to answer for my arrogance in thinking I could dictate the flow and shape of nature itself. This overgrowth must be stopped before it chokes out the natural world entirely.
Goddess, watch over you. The loon be with you.
So there we go, an interesting bit of backstory to the Southern Barrens and the Wailing Caverns, I guess. I don't really know how that plays out because I didn't know the backstory to the Wailing Caverns beforehand. And a lot of people are saying we're going to be seeing an Emerald Dream expansion maybe after Mr. Pandaria, but they've been saying that since Vanilla, I guess. The Emerald Dream always seemed like a logical expansion to do. But we'll see how it plans out. The fact that they're talking about corruption in the Emerald Dream is really interesting. Generally, the Emerald Dream is an uncorrupted, untouched realm, and the mere fact that there would be corruption there would be a reason why we'd want to go or phase into the Emerald Dream so that we can fight it. So, but I don't know, this might just be related to the Barrens. Leave a comment if you know. I don't know, obviously, it's all speculation from my part. But it's nice that there's some backstory there. Usually I just read, I don't even bother reading the quests. But this one kind of piqued my interest a little bit. It makes a slight diversion from questing as well. But we'll get on to that in the next episode. I'm keeping these a lot shorter, trying to get them under 15 minutes with more content in. We've done half a level, we've done alright. I'll see you next time.